The North Carolina Tar Heels weren't ready for the big stage on Monday when they played against TCU. They were outplayed. They weren't as prepared as they should be. They weren't on the same page as a unit. The North Carolina Tar Heels weren't ready. Let's set the standard there. The question then becomes, how does Bill Belichick, as a head coach who's responsible for everything within your program, right? It all falls on your doorstep. How does he get them ready between now and their game against Charlotte this weekend? Or maybe even more importantly, between now and their game against Clemson in week 5 when their conference schedule opens. With Charlotte and then Richmond and then a road game at UCF. And it's at Charlotte as well. So 2 road games and a home game. How does it happen? Well, expectations have changed, and for a little bit of that background, we'll go to Harry Douglas, ESPN radio personality, former NFL wide receiver, on what's the minimum expectation now for Belichick.
They better make a bowl game. And I understand the turnover on the roster, 70 new people, but at the same time, you're Bill Belichick.
Yeah, figure it out.
You won 6 Super Bowls as a head coach for the New England Patriots. You won 2 with the New York Giants as the defensive coordinator. You figure it out. Because, like I mentioned, the schedule is not too daunting. The schedule is made out for you to be able to make a bowl game.
Here's where I get really, really interested. And we'll talk about it, but you know, until 3 years from now, when a player on this team writes their tell-all book, we won't get the answers. Can Bill Belichick do the Belichick thing that he does after losses legendarily, like in myth form for the Tar Heels, right? Because he's notoriously a tough grader of film. He is notoriously a no-nonsense guy, right? He is notoriously he was tough even on Tom Brady when it comes to evaluating performance and everything. Can he do that? Because here's my overarching worry. He's not Bill Belichick at the college level yet, right? He's not Bill Belichick, the Super Bowl winning coach at UNC. In the same way that, like, you can win a Heisman and 2 national championships in college, and then when you're drafted into the NFL, you don't walk in with the cachet to tell everybody else, I've had all of this success. I know how to win. It's like, actually, kind of. What you did was impressive, but it doesn't really translate here. So thanks very much, Tebow. Did you catch that? I said 2 national championships and a Heisman. Oh, very specific, right? It's not the exact same. Like, he is Bill Belichick with the Super Bowls, but he's also not. There are guys on his roster, Benjamin Hall, the running back, that won a national championship last year or 2 years ago. Actually, I don't know if he was on Michigan 2 years ago. But there are guys that have been to college football playoffs. There are guys that have won more in college than Bill Belichick has on that roster, and he has to get the respect or the connection with those players in order to have those conversations, the tough ones. Because I want, if I'm a player, and I'm trying to put myself back in playing days, I want my coaches to be honest with me. I want my coaches to coach me hard. I want my coaches to let me know when I'm not doing something well enough. But I also want I need to know that my coaches have my best interest at heart before any of that happens. I don't want the statue in the hallway of the legend coming to life to yell at me when I didn't know that guy. You can't yell and scream and degrade guys until they know that you care about them, which is hard to do in short time periods anyway. It's very difficult to do when it's a short time period. You are new to the program, so technically the coaching staff is new to everybody in the program, but there are also 70-plus players that are new to the program, right? So they barely even have, like, the cosign thing. Right, because, you know, when I was a freshman, came into college, seniors were immediately giving me the down low, right? Hey, that coach, I know he's giving you a hard time, but he only does that to guys he likes. And then it's like, ooh, actually, okay. I like that he's got a crude nickname for me, right? Like, it changes things. They don't even really have that because everybody is new to everybody. Can Bill Belichick And a lot of this work would have already been done. Can he connect on a personal level with, I'll conservatively estimate 90 guys in half a year, enough to today be able to be as brutal as he needs to be on the practice field and have them be 100% on board with he has what's best in my future in his mind, and that also includes the team's future. That's not an easy deal. Now, I'll give him this. If you listen to Bill Belichick's former players at the professional level, and obviously the ones that have gone into media, there's more stories. The Brewskis, the Edelmans, right? Like those, the Cantys, those type of guys. They have pretty uniformly said for the last 20 years, like he is a more personable guy behind closed doors. He does connect with you better behind closed doors than you see publicly. He'd have to do it a lot better behind closed doors than we see publicly in order for 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds who are already, let's be real, we've all been that age, a bit immature and a bit brash and a bit probably ego-filled, that already are there to be able to be humble enough after that game to go, all right, lay it on me, coach. Tell me what I need to do. And you may say, well, they have to do that. Sure. Like, trust me, I wish they all did. I wish every player showed up in college the most coachable they're ever going to be in their lives. It's just not realistic. But if you have a coach that connects with the players, they'll take all the criticism in the world. They'll work as hard as they possibly can for that coach. And it's more than just, what was Coach? I'm quoting movies all day today. Today might be a movie Wednesday.
Clearly,
Coach Carter, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you need to see my resume, it's on the wall behind you. And they turn around, they have the record book of like leading scorers and leading assists and everything. It like that works in movies, right? Even in that movie, you had to wait until he earned the trust of everybody before they started buying in fully and defending him. Bill Belichick can't just say, if you want to know why you should listen to me, go watch NFL films, right? It doesn't work that easily. It has to be one-on-one interactions. It has to be going through struggles and building that relationship, and then you lose by 1 billion points to TCU, and you have the best week of practice you've ever had the next week because everybody is on board with coach cares about me, I care about this team, let's dig in together and fix whatever the heck that was because we know we're better than that.
Also, it takes time. It's just a natural thing as well. Mm-hmm. Like, players have to buy into each other, too. That's something you have to keep in mind, is that these guys are still trying to forge their relationships with each other among the players in the locker room.
That
in and of itself takes a lot of time. Because it's one thing, but you and I both played college sports. You come in, you had a senior and juniors that, hey, this is how things are done here. You're still trying to figure out how things are done there, like on all levels, and that just simply takes time.
And it's funny because this guy we just followed each other like silently on Instagram, and I hadn't talked to him maybe since he graduated. He was a senior when I was a freshman. His name was Charles, and I think he might be in the area, which is how we connected. Charles, if you're out there, what's going on? He was a defensive back. He was a senior captain when I was a freshman, and I vividly remember him taking me and 3 other freshmen. We were there early for summer session 1, my freshman year. He took us apart, and he literally just went, okay, I see what some of you guys are doing, because one of the freshmen was he was loud during conditioning and things, like, come on, everybody. He's a freshman. He goes, y'all lead you, okay? He's like, freshman class, the freshman leaders, we need freshman leaders. You lead the other freshmen, right? And then next year, you'll be sophomores. You'll be leading the sophomores and the freshmen. He goes, it's going to be really tough for you guys to show up and in 2 weeks be yelling at a senior for not, finishing through the line, and you don't know what they're going through, right? Because he's like, I know which guys have torn their ACLs twice, right? So I know which guys I'll get on during condition. You don't know that, right? But you can know the freshmen. And then the next year, you know the freshmen and the sophomores. And the next year, once you're an upperclassman, you can lead everybody. But it was very much a, like, I'm not mad at you. I actually like what you're doing, but we just need to get things kind of in more of a line with the way we do things. And I'll put it this way. we didn't lose the first game of the season by 40 points. So, we didn't need to have all that lined up very, very quickly. We got to kind of ease into it because, different things happen.